name was Kristoffersen, and I married a Norwegian bachelor farmer whose name was Nelson. And we farmed just east of the Dells here, raised our family on the family farm, and I was a school teacher. Taught school for quite a few years, and then I had a dream. I always wanted a farm vacation on our dairy farm, because when I was teaching school, I could see that kids were beginning to lose the connection with the land that grows their food. And I really believe that we all need to appreciate the land, not for houses and roads, but for food. And so I wanted to have a farm vacation on our farm, but my wonderful Norwegian husband, he didn't want to mix cows and tourists at that time. So this property became...
When was that? What year are you thinking? What year was this?
Oh, 1960.
Okay.
A few years ago.
Yes, some years ago.
And my mother had Parkinson's disease, so I quit teaching so we could have Mom home with us at the farm. After she passed away, I came up here to help a lady who owned this Thunder Valley. It wasn't a bed and breakfast at that time, but I helped her clean it. She had sold it and it was totally messed. And I fell in love with Thunder Valley. I thought this would be a perfect place to have a bed and breakfast and have children and families.
Yeah.
So my husband, it was my dream and my husband's nightmare, because when you have a farm, you're very busy with the farm. But he said, you've always wanted to try it. So we purchased Thunder Valley, and slowly we got it into a bed and breakfast. Slowly we made the restaurant go, and slowly it is what it is today.
But did you focus on your Norwegian heritage in the...
And we kind of rearranged. Yes, my father was Norwegian, and somehow in our family, even though my mom was German, the Norwegians took over. And I guess maybe it was partly because Papa had such wonderful stories that he told us kids. And so when we purchased Thunder Valley, we love all nationalities, but we stress the Scandinavian culture.
What about the younger people, your own sons? Are they interested in Norway?
They are. We have 2 daughters and 2 sons.
Oh yeah.
These are our 2 daughters up here.
Yeah.
And both of them play fiddle. Both of them toured Norway. They sang with a musical group through Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And Sigrid graduated in Scandinavian Studies. She's the only one that speaks Norwegian.
Okay.
But they do love their Scandinavian culture. Our 2 sons, that's a picture of my husband and our 2 sons. And both the boys graduated from the university. We told them you don't have to be farmers, but they love farming, and so they both came back to the family farm. Peter, on the left, is the one who married this lovely girl from near Lillehammer, Norway. Actually, Turil, last name is Alma, and her family had the fastest trotting horse, I believe, in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark for many years.
Yeah.
And so she's a teacher here. And our other son, Nels, is also farming with us, and he married a Swede.
Yeah.
So here we have the Norwegians and Swede.
Yeah.
We really are worried about family agriculture in Wisconsin, partly because we are having so many of these factory dairy farms coming in. Our farm, we milk 400 cows with our 3 families, but these farms are milking 12,000 cows. they don't walk the land. They aren't a part of the community. The other thing is we worry about groundwater and all the water that is being sucked out of one area. And that our country was great from families. Families with small business, families who lived on the land and loved the land. And so it's a worry for us. Not because we're family farmers, but we're all a part of this ecosystem.
Is it a chance for the Norwegian farming culture to die out?
I don't know. Well, the family, they still, hang on to some of it. I do say that our Sons of Norway were members of it. It's getting fewer and fewer young people.
What can be done to get younger people interested in their heritage and culture?
I don't know. I guess they're so busy with all of this technology, all of these things. But when all is said and done, there is nothing like those threads that keep families and communities together. And I treasure it, and I'm thankful that for the most part we're still able to keep our families together. I wish every family could do that. So I don't know what's going to happen with the with the farming or with the culture.
We in Norway we can see that the young people, they don't know much about immigration from Norway to America.
They don't.
They know little. How is it with the young people here in America? Do they know?
They don't seem like they're. I don't know. There's too much clutter. Kids now have, I don't know, so much, I call it just clutter. And I am worried about all this technology because it is important that kids learn about all this technology, but I still say, I was so happy, my granddaughter, she got a Kindle or something to read books with, and she's 10, and the thing broke. And she said to her mother, she said, Mom, I'm glad it broke. I love my book more. And I thought, good. I think that we're kind of, is this happening in Norway also?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just putting in our school little 4-year-olds with iPads and all this.
Yeah.
You know what happens? We don't have enough money to pay our teachers what they should be paid. Pay me, get a good teacher. Have a family that cares about the kid. That child's going to learn.
What do young people and Americans learn about Norway and Sweden and Finland today?
I don't know what they're doing in school. I kind of gotten away from the school. I don't think enough. We should be learning more because we are getting together more. Our countries are, we should be starting to, we should be able to learn to live together peacefully. I don't know. Now Norway, they're pretty much have always been for peace. They aren't the first ones to shoot the gun, are they?
No.
And this whole thing, we can't police the whole world. We can't put our way of government, it isn't for everybody. And I think we need to be careful. We push our way or the highway, and I think let's give them food. Let's give our people food, have them healthy, and I think they aren't going to become terrorists. But when they don't have a job, and they don't have food, and they don't have a connection, these are the threads.
Yeah.
When they don't have that, they're going to look for it. Just like kids in school, you can always tell if a child doesn't have family ties, doesn't have anybody at school that really cares about him, doesn't have a teacher that's tuned into him. So where do they go? They get into trouble. And I think that's the real key, you know.